Hey guys, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another edition of Lisa Renee TV. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please make sure to do so before you leave today, if you will, and make sure to thumbs up the video and to share on all your social media networks that you happen to be on at this time. Alright guys, welcome back. I'm so happy and excited to be in front of the camera as always. Alright. Let's get right into it. Okay, so today's topic will be the intruders are here. So there's a stranger trying to bring danger and destruction to your house. And what are you going to do about it? Did you know and are you ready? So you're like, what are you talking about? So this has been a very rough and dry season for a lot of daughters and sons in Christ. And I've noticed every one of us are suffering from a bad case of weariness, exhaustion, tears, despair, and hopelessness. And I too personally, I've been become a victim of the unwelcome intrusive attack. So yeah. So that's what I meant by just the intruders are here. It's just been an intrusion. And the enemy has really been attacking all of us. I've been seeing it up and down like Facebook timelines, and it's just, everybody. And then just hearing, just talking to people too in general every day in my own life, yeah. I mean, everybody has a bad case of the wearies, I've been noticing. And I'm like, oh my God, like, it's like the plague. Like, what is going on, right? I'm like, oh my goodness, like, we need like a zap of, holy energy, or something, right? Like, oh my goodness. Like, if we, like, God needs a syringe, if he has a syringe of, like, some medicine or something, he just, for all of us, like, everybody's like, oh. So it has not been fun, like, seriously. So I want to tell you guys about quickly about a dream I had a couple of nights ago, and like, God was speaking to me in the dream. Usually when God speaks to me in a dream, I'll have a dream and I'll wake up like right after the climactic part in the dream, and that's how I know that he's like talking to me in the dream. So he always lets me know, because there's a difference between having a regular dream, a crazy dream, and an actual God dream where he's like, I'm trying to show you something, I'm trying to tell you something. Okay, so in this dream, I came downstairs and I've been woken from my sleep in my dream. I was sleeping in a dream and I woke up and I was like in my t-shirt, my panties, and I kind of go downstairs and I turn the light on in my living room, and there was a knocking at the door. There was a banging at my front door, my living room door. And there was a banging on the door, like somebody's ringing the door, and they were really just banging on the door. And I'm like, who is this? And in the dream, it's like maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, who is, I got sleep with my eyes. I'm trying to clean my eyes out. I'm like, who is coming to my house this late? And I'm like, is it my grandma? My God, is this an emergency? One of my aunts or something? I'm like, what is going on? So I look out the door and I see a few men on my porch. One man is in the center, and there's a couple other men kind of, leaning on my banister. And those are his friends. One of the men, only one man I recognize. That man actually works with me in real life at my job. And it's funny because this man gave me a compliment on Friday, and he was like, I always come in with my Dunkin' Donuts coffee, so he asked me where I'd be getting the coffees from, and then he told me I had some pretty eyes, and I said, oh, thank you. And I saw him on the porch, and so he's there in the center, and he's looking at me. And apparently him and I were like dating in the dream, like trying to date or something, because for some strange reason, when I saw him, even though it was him and a bunch of other guys, I felt, this feeling, or I felt secure enough to go and take my alarm off to open the door. Now, in real life, and I'm not opening the door, but for some reason, I just went to this, something told me, go to the door and go take the alarm off and open the door. So I'm like, let me go let him in, So I went and, to at least see what he wanted. So I said, let me go take the alarm off. I just want to see what he wants. And I go to the alarm, and as I'm heading to open to turn the alarm off, my mother comes downstairs. She says, Lisa, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm going to take the alarm off. yeah, and my friend's outside. He's outside. I was going to see what he wanted. And she's like, you don't do that. You don't take the alarm. You don't know him. No. You don't do that. No, you close that door. No, he was trying to get in here on us. And so I was like, oh, okay, yeah. So she locks the top lock of the door back, and I think I started with the code on the alarm, so I turned it back on to make sure we was, the house was secure and guarded. And at that point, I woke up. So it was funny because the point of the dream came to me maybe a few minutes after I woke up. And what God was trying to tell me was that, there is an intruder. Just like those intruders were standing outside your porch in your dream, that's what the enemy is trying to do to you. He's trying to get in your house. He's trying to get in you. He's trying to come in because you're like a house, your spirit. He's trying to get to you. Trying to get to you. When somebody's standing outside, somebody would break into your house. Why people try to break people's house? To take things from them, to steal from you. He's trying to steal from you. He's trying to take things that don't belong to him. When people break in to people's houses, it's not to say, hey, how you doing? I brought you a cake. It's to steal your cake, probably if you got one of your friends. But it's to steal things that don't belong to them. They're trying to steal things. And what happens in the process of stealing material possession from you, they usually take your sense of peace. They usually take your sense of joy, happiness, your livelihood. They really take a lot from you, and you feel violated. You feel violated afterwards. So there's a lot going on. You getting things ripped away from you. You get things taken from you. So anytime you have an intrusion going on, that's what's happening. When somebody intrudes on your privacy, that's what happens. So that's what God was showing me. This is exactly what the enemy is trying to do. So my mother coming down those stairs in the dream symbolized what God was doing. What was my mother doing? Protecting me, from myself. Because I was going to open the door to see what he wanted. I was going to take the alarm off. The alarm system was there to protect you. The locks on the door are there to protect you, to keep intruders out. My mother coming down those stairs to say, Lisa, what are you doing? Why are you turning that off? Are you going to let the intruders in? So that's what God is trying to do. She would be symbolizing what God is doing. God has been protecting me. So it was so clear to me when I woke up from that dream that God was trying to show me I've just been trying to protect you. I'm trying to protect you from, because a lot of times when we're in a dry season and we're feeling weary, we feel like God is not there and he's not paying us no attention, and we feel like you're not even moving. I've been wanting this thing. I've been wanting a husband. I've been wanting a new job. I've been wanting everything to happen, and you're not. I feel like you're not moving. Nothing's happened. I'm not moving. I've been still for so long. I've been fasting. I've been praying. I've been doing this. I've been meditating. I've been, doing good as always. I've been whatever, and nothing is happening. And he's like, I'm just trying to protect you from the intruders. I've just been trying to protect you because I see the intruders. You don't see them. You about to open the door and let them in and see what they want, because they coming to knock. And they usually do that when you drive weary. They come and knock, and the enemy will come on knocking, and you like, I just want to open the door and see what they want. That's all. I just want to see what they want. Exactly. That's all they need is a crack so they can break in on you, And he's like, oh, no, you're not going to open the door. No. So that's what my mother symbolized in that dream. God is like, I'm trying to keep these intruders. I'm trying to keep the enemy away from you. I'm protecting you. I'm the head of protection. I'm putting heads of protection around you. So I have you, kind of hidden away, so that the enemy doesn't get in. So all the enemy can do is stand on your porch and look in the window like, she up in there? Let me see. See if she gonna open this door. Let me bang on that door so they can bang all night, but no. when God's got you, God up in there, they see God, they gone. It's like, oh, okay, we ain't gonna get that door open. Let's move on to the next house. So same thing when a burglar find out you got an alarm system. They say a lot of houses that have alarm systems. If you had like a little sign sticking up in your porch or something, lot less likely to be robbed. Why? Because they know this house has a head of protection around it. This house is protected by ADT, by Edison security by whoever, so they know, by Brinks or whoever, so they know, don't try them. They're gonna get the house that doesn't have anything on it because they figure, we can easily bust up in there. Nobody care, you know. So yeah, having that head of protection, huh? So I want to read 1 Peter 4:12. Beloved, do not be surprised at the fiery trial when it comes upon you to test you, as though something strange were happening to you. So in this season of being dry, expect the fiery trial. Okay, expect trials, expect tribulations, expect things to try to bang on your door and get you to let me see what they want. That's a distraction. Expect somebody to come and try to get in there. Expect that. You're going to have those things to come upon you. Because what it's trying to do is try to get you to take your eyes off of God. And I know I've done videos about that of just distractions that the enemy will send to try to get you to stop paying attention to what God is doing, and to eventually get you to turn your heart away from Him, because it's so easy for that to happen when you're feeling weary because you feel like He's not paying you no mind, and you like, I'm talking to you, I don't know if you're listening, because you just feel so down and you just ready to move. And I know I'm ready to move to the next level myself, and you like, I just want to see some things really pop off. I planted these seeds, I watered it, and now I'm ready for my harvest. I'm ready for things to grow, to pop up, to sprout up, and to spring up. And God is like, I already know that, but I have a set timing for certain things to grow, and I just need you to be really patient right now. In this season, you might want to take some time to just be patient and sit before the Lord. And there are things He's trying to work out in you. There may be some other things you can be doing as well. Take the time to, work on those things until like the big harvest, comes, before that even happens, He's trying to prepare you so when it does come, it won't overwhelm you. So you might want to sit before Him and find out, okay, so what do I need to be doing? What needs to be done here? Is there anything I could be learning or anything? And sometimes He just wants you to sit still and just rest. Like, you may want to take a vacation with your friends. You may want to chill out. Just do something you ain't done that you've been wanting to do for a long time, and you got the time to do it. Because you're like, I got a resting season. Let me take advantage of this. And He may be just really pushing you to just relax. Like, He maybe really telling you just to relax. Like, I want you to just not move. Like, can you just do that? Can you sit down and just relax for a second? So God has been slamming a lot of doors shut because the devil has been so busy sending out counterfeits. So counterfeit jobs, counterfeit careers, men, women, anything to derail you from God's promises for your life. And usually when the fakes come, it means that He knows that God's coming with the real deal real soon. So Satan is trying to get crafty, of course, but it will not prosper. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. So remember that. It's really all a mental and spiritual game and battlefield that we're playing on. So if He can get you to speak against yourself, hate yourself, become lazy or shiftless, complacent, things can be prolonged or offset because you're no longer in agreement with God's blessings or plans in a sense. So don't allow that to happen. A lot of times that can happen. If the devil gets you to kind of stop believing in God, stop believing in yourself, that will happen. You just you'll sit there, you become complacent, you're like, I ain't doing nothing. God be sitting there instructing you to do step number 35, step number 32, in the plan here, and you won't even want to do it because you're like, nope, because I did them other steps and it still ain't happened because I had a plan for it to happen next year and I don't really think it's going to happen, so I'm not moving. Like, you see what I mean? And Devil's like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's right. Stay still, don't move, girl. So don't let that be you. Don't let that happen to you. Jeremiah 45:3. You said, woe is me, for the Lord has added sorrow to my pain. I am weary with my groaning and have found no rest. Thus you are to say to him, thus saith the Lord, behold, what I have built I am about to tear down, and what I have planted I'm about to uproot. That is the whole land. So that verse is basically talking about how things that, God has put in you already, he's tearing down some things, like, maybe strongholds, things don't need to be there, and He's going to build up some things. So Yes. So stay faithful, you know. And a lot of times we feel like, you know, I'm already in pain, Lord. You know, it's so much stuff. You know, a lot of us are in bad situations now. Things are happening to you, and you feel like more bad stuff keep happening. You know, and you're like, I keep crying out to God, and He's like, not paying me no mind. And He's like, I hear you. I really do. Like, you know, and just when you think that He did not hear you, He's not going to rescue you, He is. Like he really is. Like you got to trust that plan and just keep following, keep climbing that ladder. Like he's right there beside you the whole time. You know, I know you can't see. It's so hard because we can't see it like with our natural eyesight, but he sees it. He's like, I'm in this. He sees in the spirit like what you can't really see. You know, so you gotta keep holding his hand, you know. So he's tearing down some things, he's shaking up some things, and some things are going to definitely spring up soon. So Galatians 6:9, let us not grow weary in well doing, for in due time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. So that's one of my favorite verses. I know a lot of you probably heard that verse as well. I try to remember that verse in the back of my mind when I do get down. I'm like, I need to sit down. I can't do this. You know, I try to keep that here. Like, just know when it is your time. We hate that. Don't we hate that saying in due time? A lot of people don't like in due time because in due time means not my time. You know, because we have a set time. Like I said next year, or I said in 2 days. You know, and it may happen 2 weeks from now. But guess what? When it happens, you're gonna be so grateful that it happened then because in 2 days it may wreck your whole life, and God saw that happening to you, so He's like, no, I think we're gonna put it 14 days from now instead of 48 hours from now. How about that? Is that okay with you? You know, can you work with me on this one? 2 Corinthians 4:1. Therefore, since we have this ministry through the mercy of God, we do not lose heart. You know, so do not lose heart because it's a work that he started inside of you, so it belongs to him. You belong to him, you know. So rest assured of that. You know, he's your father. Like he's not gonna let you down, even when you feel down in the worst way. Like, no. No. If you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. Proverbs 24:10. So that one, it just means that it's a reminder. I like that verse because it's reminding you to, you might need to go back and sit down, you know, and talk to him more. A lot of times when we're down, we like, I don't even want to talk to God right now. You know, I don't want to talk to anybody right now. I really just want to be alone. I felt that way a few days ago. Like, yeah, seriously, like no joke. You know, I know exactly how that feels. You know, and it's so funny because a lot of times you get in that place when you like, I don't want to talk to God right now. I need a break. He'll like kind of tug at your heart, you know, and because he wants to talk to you, you know, and like you kind of need to, you know, and you'll find that when you do finally, you know, just get back in a right space and you start to, you know, just having a conversation with him and really pouring out. Like I talked in my last video about pouring out all the ugliness, even when it's really, really ugly, like just not being cute for him. And just, you know, he like, no, don't be cute with me because it's too much ugly there for you to be cute. You got too much ugly here to be cute right now. Just really be real. You know, you will feel so much better. You're like, wow, you know, I wow. And then you have the peace, and his peace just sits on you. You like, oh my God, this is beautiful. You know, you're like, yeah, you know, I just need you to really be honest because you're not, you know, you feel some type of way here. It's very apparent, you know. So that verse just reminds you that if you are feeling faint now, if you're feeling weary, it means that your strength is very small, and your strength is probably not lying in God. It's probably lying in yourself. It's lying in your spouse. It's lying in your boyfriend. It's lying in your friend. Your strength is lying in somebody else, or you don't have a lot of faith in. You may not have a lot of faith in God at the moment, or whatever. You're losing faith, or something is happening because your strength has went from being this big to really, really small. So it just means you need a refill on Jesus. You know, you need a Jesus refill. You just need to kind of get filled up again. So, and we all go through that phase. So nothing to feel bad about. So, wait on the Lord and be of good courage. He shall strengthen your heart. Yes, wait for the Lord. That's Psalms 27:14. You know, and that's a really famous one, right? One of my favorite. I grew up on that verse. And yet those who wait for the Lord will gain new strength. They will mount up with wings like eagles. They will run and not get tired. They will walk and not become weary. Isaiah 40:31. And that's the last verse I'm going to leave you with today. That's one of my favorite verses, you know, because it's just, you just feel like your strength lifting when you read it. I don't know about you, but I know that's how I feel. You know, it's just awesome, and I think it shows God's intentionality for you, especially when you are in a dry season or when you're feeling very weary. He's like, "Hun, just come to me, come to me. Like, I don't want you to feel weird. I don't want you to feel, beat down. It's not for you to feel this way, So yeah, don't feel that way at all. No. All right. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope I was able to encourage you guys. I know being a dry season, it can do that to you. Another tip I'm gonna throw a quick tip in here before I go today. Another great thing. This is an active thing you can do when you're waiting on something to happen, when you're feeling down and weary. Serving others. A lot of you already serving your churches. You may be usher. You may be, a greeter at the door. Whatever you do, um, there are things you can do it outside the church. Sometimes serving others, and serving others don't even have to be a big thing. It could be just doing something nice for somebody, or it could be something really, really small. Sometimes serving other people, or you'll find just it could be giving somebody a compliment, and like just anything small. It don't have to be really nothing big all the time. Holding it over somebody, it could be anything. Sometimes serving or little acts of kindness, brighten your day. I found that myself. They take my mind off of me and my problems. Like just serving, like serving people, serving others. It's just such a beautiful thing. And that's what God wants you to do anyway. So, but you, I would say, sit before the Lord and find out what kind of service He wants you to do. Really, usually any is fine, but just find out is there a particular one He wants you to do. Do you want to work in a homeless shelter? Do you want to do a women's clinic or women's shelter, or should it be just around the neighborhood? It could be cleaning up. It could be, or it could be just little random stuff. It could be anything. You want to work at a place for the elderly, or whatever. So sometimes doing stuff like that. And this is summertime, so let's try to do it for the summer. And I would say if you're going to do something like a program, that would be cool to do for the summer ends, because it's probably hard to get out in the wintertime, but it's very doable. But I found that helps. So yeah, I may do another like video on that too, just to expound a little bit more, especially if I find some cool like programs or something, yeah, that we all can get into, So yeah, I just found that, and just in general, like that really helps. It does, and it's something active, that you can do. So I mean, it seriously takes your mind off of you. Seriously. It takes your mind off of everything, and you feel it, that strengthens you as well. You don't feel so weak anymore, or small anymore. Your strength becomes big, So, and you realize how great God is. Not saying you don't always think He was great, but it makes you realize how how much so even greater He is. So. All right, well, I'm going to get out of here before I talk too much. And thank you so much for watching. Please like and share the video and subscribe to the channel if you already have not done so. All right, you guys have a blessed rest of your week. Bye.